Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 12 of Rustic Waters. It's been the better part of a day since we set up this system last episode, so let's see how much money we have. 453 $500 bills. That comes out to, the math, $226,500. That's quite a lot of money. I like it. Now, there's a bit of a question of what we do with this money. So let's go. The biggest thing we're going to do, obviously, is buy things from our vendor and PC. So I had this brilliant idea where from the environmental tech vendor, we can buy both, not that, but we can buy these, basically the tier 6, like Void Ore miner and we don't need the Bitcoin miner, obviously, like the personal nanobot beacon for having all the buffs. But he actually doesn't sell every part to make the multi-block. So, for example, the solar power controller or the solar power thingamajigger, let's see, solar array controller at tier 6, this produces like up to like 1.5 million RF a tick if you have the right solar panels. So he sells the controller, he sells a solar panel, but he doesn't sell these. Let's see, what are they called? Structure blocks. So we need a handful of structure panels. These are very easy to make. Well, relatively easy, I guess. We need a future tech workstation. But most importantly, we need these tier 6 structure frames. And it's like, well, then we need tier 5s and tier 4s and yada, yada, yada. So while we can buy most of the things for solar panels and everything environmental tech, we actually can't build the actual multi-block. So that's a bit of a bust, unfortunately. I'm going to look through the other vendors, though, and see, does anyone else have stuff? Like, sure, we could buy a resonant flux capacitor. Why not? Like, we can buy a resonant flux board, but they're not particularly useful. But yeah, I'm going to walk through these and, I'll probably grab some money, buy a magnet, so on and so forth. One really nice thing that we have access to now are these very good storage upgrades. At, what, $4,000 each? They're expensive, but they're not prohibitively expensive, right? So I'll probably, the downside is they're really slow to buy. Is there any way I can buy like 10 at a time? Doesn't look like it. I'll probably buy a handful of these. They are 112 times base value. Whereas, in normal configuration, I think it's 32. So, yeah, they're like 4 times what they normally are? No complaints here. So let's go with 32 of them for now. Oh, nope, it looks like I spent all the money that I brought with me. Right. Well, I'll see what else. I would definitely want to buy some Void upgrades as well, so I guess I'll spend the rest of that on Void upgrades. At $100 each, we can buy, I think I have 50 some $100 bills left. I'll spend them all on these. Another good vendor to come and spend our money at is the AE2 vendor. So, looking through his trades, unfortunately, he does not have the wireless terminal or the wireless crafting terminal. However, these can be crafted, but we can't craft them yet. For example, they take processors, which take grains of infinity. Maybe we can make these in like very small numbers, but it'll be some time before we can reasonably, actually try to craft these. Like we don't even have a future tech workshop. So yeah, that's not quite available. However, we can buy an ME controller, um, a bunch of storage drives, 64K or whatever size storage drives, and I think he sells. Oh wait, he doesn't even sell the terminal. I thought I saw the crafting terminal. He sells the drive. I guess if he doesn't sell the terminal, he's not very useful because then we have no way to actually access our items. Phew. All right. Well, I guess we're not buying anything from you then. What does it take to make a ME crafting terminal? A future tech workshop, processors, a few more processors. Yeah, okay. I'm not ready to head down this rabbit hole yet. We'll stick with what we have because it works. So in the end, here's the stuff I bought. This is all of our money left, so I spent most of it. I also bought some enchanted books. I'll use that to put like protection and stuff on these pieces. Anyways, from here, let's see. Let me come up with a nice project to do today. First of all, let's fix this mob farm. So as you can see, mobs are spawning underneath it, and that's again because of these broken mob or candles, whatever. And while I could just get rid of the candles, that's not happening. So my solution then is to see if we can make the mobs that are spawning with these candles spawn inside the mob farm instead. As you can see, or as you can hear maybe, there are mobs spawning in the mob farm even while I'm standing right here. And those are the candle spawn mobs. So like the candles are helping, at least a little bit. My solution then is to try to use this obelisk, this relocator obelisk. It says relocates mobs that spawns within its area of effect towards it. And my hope is that if I place it in the mob farm, let's see, I can bust out here. Die, you. If I stand here, here, let me grab a wand. Great plan, moving wand. Alright. No more spawning. Ooh, I'm almost dead. I need food, hold on. Alright, food. Oh, it looks like our items are jammed too. Alright, anyways, if I place this, say, I don't know, right... here? I'll place it right here. Oh, it needs soul vials. Shoot. I was hoping that I could... I guess I could just grab a soul vial for one of each creature I want to move here. It's not the worst. I'll put our capacitor in it. What's its range? No range. Oh, it's not a very big range either. This block sucks. We're not doing this anymore. Alright, so the relocator obelisk was a flop. Let's at least go apply our drawer upgrades to the farm so that items don't get stuck anymore, though. Yeah, it looks like we ran out of room for some items. Rotten flesh, gunpowder. How many total drawers are there? 1, 2, 3. So 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 16 minus a couple. I'll just put a... it's expensive. Whatever. I'll just put an upgrade in every single one. So I don't have to think about which ones actually need it. Except the empty ones, obviously. And then I'll put a void upgrade in them too. So at this point, if they start voiding at however full they get, I don't really... Alright, so how do I fix the mob spawning under the farm issue? While I ponder how to fix our mob farm, let's upgrade our sword. It has all the upgrades now. I did the same with my armor already. So it has protection, well, blast protection on my chest, protection everywhere else. And then the water buffs, so depth strider, respiration, and aqua affinity. So I think that means now when I go in the water, I might actually be faster than my sea moth without my sea moth. It's at least close, isn't it? Which is kind of a shame because I really like the sea moth. Here, let's see. No, the sea moth is still faster than me by a fair margin. Never mind. Which is good. I like the sea moth. It's a fun thing to drive around in. Alright, anyways, now that I'm done applying my upgrades, the best plan I have for the farm so far. So let me talk you through my reasoning. Right now, that's a squid. All right. Right now, I'm trying to fix the farm by taking these broken water candles and trying to make them unbroken, which I think might be a uphill battle. So I think maybe instead of using water candles, I have to switch to the other form of spawning mobs, and that is the monolith of spawning. Well, there's plenty of other ways to spawn mobs, like the Ender IO spawners, but I think the monolith of spawning, it let's see, it increases the amount of mob spawns in the chunk it's placed in. I don't really care about that, the health and damage. In fact, I wish I didn't, but nothing I can do about that. And the biggest thing is it eliminates the need for a player to be nearby. So do I have enough shulker pearls left? I do. Nice. Oh, I might not have enough after I make this, though. Alright, let's see. Oh, no, I have a lot more shulker pearls than I thought. These are a pain to collect, so I'm glad I don't have to go get more. Alright, so my plan is, if I go and place this near the mob farm, this should... I'll let the monolith of spawning do the actual mob spawning. Actually, I might need more than one. because yeah, the farm spawns 2 chunks. All right, I'll go make a second one, but I'll place one here and then one in the other chunk, and then I'll go unlight the couple of candles that are lit. That should cause these to stop functioning. I'm not going to get rid of them because, I mean, come on. They what would I do with all this space if it wasn't filled with candles? But I'll let the monolith of spawning be the block that actually causes mob spawning, which should fix the mob spawning underwater issue. Oh, those are the last of my pearls. The last of my nether stars too, but I can buy nether stars, so that's no big deal. Alright, so now with the monolith of spawning powering the mob farm, for one, it'll spawn mobs while I'm standing here, so if I want to service a mob farm, I just have to break these, I presume. I can't, like, turn them off, can I? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. But there is one thing I hadn't considered that maybe possibly might be a problem. I'm not 100% sure, but I think my farm's up there. Oh, no, maybe they're not in these chunks. I might have gotten lucky. Because these affect the entire chunk, they actually affect all the way up there. So I think I just have to make note when I expand my farm not to expand them into these chunks. Otherwise, even if I light it up, they'll spawn mobs. At least I think that's how these work. I'm not 100% sure. In any event, they're actually spawning mobs, and they're actually spawning them inside the mob farm, which is a significant upgrade. So I went shopping again for an item magnet. I'm not actually interested in pulling items. I want something that can collect EXP from our mob farm. Because right now, all our EXP is just despawning. And once we get into all this future tech stuff, right, everything that's made in the future tech workshop uses liquid EXP. I'm not going to scroll through all 1,000 pages, but at a glance, it seems like everything in here uses liquid EXP. So there's a couple types of liquid XP, but specifically, I want the cyclic one. So there's, let's see, well, thermal has its own liquid EXP, open blocks has its own liquid EXP. But I figure the best way to get cyclic liquid EXP is to use the cyclic magnet. I'm hoping that I can store that in a Ender IO experience obelisk because it's, basically an infinite tank. If so, great. If not, I'll store it in a portable tank. While I was shopping, I also saw that we have, we can buy these cakes now, and I'm overheating. So by eating the inventory cake, my inventory, I now basically get a second inventory that I can store stuff in. Oh, don't throw that away. I don't quite understand. Anyways, the other cake we got is a crafting cake. So when I eat this, we press a button, but now we get 3x3 crafting in our inventory. So I no longer have to go to a crafting table to have that, which is convenient. All right, so as for how I want to fix this, let's see. So right now our items are being collected by a hopper. I can change that by putting a ender hopper, say right here. That should collect all the items, and I can replace the hopper with this item magnet. There were diseased rats in my mob farm when I came in here, and apparently I caught the plague now. It doesn't seem to do anything to me, so I'm just gonna not spread it to the NPCs in my base. While I, go ahead and rework this a bit. So I realized I actually can't just put the this here because this block's already taken up by the spikes. So I'm gonna have to. I guess if I offset it by a block, it's probably fine. Actually, what happens if I put it here? No, that doesn't work. All right, I'll come up with something. So upon further testing, I discovered that the item magnet here it doesn't have an inventory or anything. All it does is it pulls blocks towards it. Like it doesn't even, it's not even like a hopper. It won't pull stuff into adjacent inventories. So I switched over to the experience pylon. I'm hoping that despite the fact that there's like no actual route for items to get to the spikes, that they can, or get to the pylon, that they'll be able to work their way there. That's my hope at the very least. So I'm gonna close this back up and spawn a few mobs in. I think I can access the pylon from out here. Right, I can just barely get to it. Yeah, if I have to, I think this block is not required. so I can run a conduit to here. Unfortunately, this does leak light into part of the base or part of the spawner, so I guess I have to get rid of like a few pieces of these glowstone. Now that I have night vision though, not having the glowstone here isn't really a big deal. They're really here when I was working on this spawner without night vision. All right, so immediately we saw that a mob spawned. We did get EXP from it. That's good to see. So I'm gonna put these monoliths back, and then let it get up to a bucket of fluid EXP, and I'll just make sure it's like the right type of fluid EXP. Alright, it's been a minute. Unfortunately, we've only gotten 120 EXP, like 6 EXP orbs, despite these having spawned a bunch of mobs. So I guess not every mob drops an EXP orb when killed by killed by these spikes. But anyways, there's at least some EXP. We just saw another one drop. So let me see. Can I pick it up with this? I can. It's liquid XP. Is that? No, it's not experience. Shoot. What is liquid XP? That's the cyclic for. Wait, that's what I want, right? For the future tech workbench. Liquid XP. Oh, okay. No, that is good then. Now the question is, can I store that in an experience obelisk? I just put this here. Pull. I can. So far so good. And does it stay as liquid XP when I do that? Awesome. All right. So this thing can hold all of our EXP. If I, want to transform any of my player EXP into that type of EXP, I can as well. Right, by doing this, I transform Essence of Knowledge into player levels, and then I can turn player levels into XP. So anyways, this appears to be an extremely slow EXP farm, but it's passive, and we likely don't need all of that much. So I'll consider it good enough because I don't feel like messing with this horribly broken mob farm any more than I already have today. Next up, let's work on some quality of life upgrades. So I want to get to the temperature regulator because right now I'm like taking off my chest and pants every time I come into my base because it's too hot for me in here if I wear them. But if I take the liners off these, it's too cold on the surface. So I'm hoping that a handheld temperature regulator, a RF powered one, can take care of that. So I guess I have to do some crafting before I can get there. So the first thing we get is a thermometer. I don't know, does this just measure heat or is it just a crafting component? I'm not sure. Actually, let's read the quest. Well, personal temperature regulator. That's this one, right? Portable, yeah. So I think that the thermometer might just be a crafting component. It doesn't seem like it does anything. That's a shame. All right, so let's see about making this. Doesn't look that bad, right? This drops from ice, okay. Sure, let's go craft one. So I assume drops from, yeah, ice just means we have to break ice blocks for it. Nice. That should be plenty. I looked at the recipe for this. It doesn't even seem to use the thermometers anywhere. So I don't know why I made them. Oh wait, there's 2 recipes. Oh, I see. This is probably the vanilla recipe, and this is the one we're intended to use. All right, well then I'll use the one I'm intended to use, I guess. Ugh, even though it uses the stupid table. Maybe it's getting a little too cramped in my machine room here. For one, I'm not using the other half of the room, but just like getting to the machines to put items in them is getting a little tricky. But oh well. These are just manual machines. At some point when I start automation, I'll probably never touch these again. I might even reuse some machines just because they're such a pain to craft. Anyways, I needed some hardened glass. And I think now we can make our temperature regulator. All right, 1 portable temperature regulator. So it says it needs energy, and I just don't know how much. I hope it's not like a tremendous amount. Looks like my capacitor was basically empty. I've had to add a few more dynamos. I think they're all running. Yeah, just to keep up with like all of this stuff. But when I like go to charge my jetpack and stuff, we don't have much of a bank. So anyways, let me charge this as much as I can. And now that we have the temperature regulator. I'll probably pull some of the linings off my armor. I'd rather this have to do no work while I'm standing in the base. While it's already, well, I guess it's dropped. It's probably just the way it rounds. It rounds down. Anyways, I'd rather it have to do less work while I'm in the base, and if it has to work harder while I'm like way up on the surface or something, that's fine. So let's grab some. What are they called? Snips, I think. And oh, I'm not even wearing these yet. All right, let's. That pulled one off. Here, I'll pull two liners off of each, so that they have +1 warmth. All right, and does this have 2 warmth right now? All my pieces now should be +1 warmth. Um, it's tough to tell how much work it's doing in the base, I guess, but hopefully my goal is that it can mostly chill out while I'm standing here. And if I go to the surface, I'll drain energy to not freeze to death, which seems like a good deal. Next up, I would like to improve our food situation. So right now we have a lot of dairy and everything else is just kind of coasting because I'm eating cheese, which is all dairy. I would like to make one of these foods that has all 5 food types in it so that I can just eat the one thing. So I'm gonna basically, because JI can search tooltips, these are the 8, 9 options that have everything. So I'm gonna look through these and find one that's reasonably easy to make, and see about setting up a assembly line for making good food. We need a certain, I think, level of average nutrition to get night vision, and as all of our nutrition goes up, we get more and more buffs. So it's good to have it. It's like not required, but it's a small quality of life improvement. After looking through these options, I think the easiest one, not necessarily the best quality food of the lot, but the easiest one to make, which is what I value, is chicken curry. So the reason I say this is because most of these things can just be grown either in bonsai pots or directly from a seed. So let's mark the things we have to do. We need a coconut tree. Yogurt can a bunch of ways to do it. I'll probably just batch craft this. I won't even. Well, actually, no. Let's. We can make fresh milk by just. We can make it out of almonds. That's an interesting approach. You know what? Let's go for an almond tree then. Yeah, that's probably easier than using a calendar jar. Chicken will come from one of our mob farms. So let's get a mass. Oh shoot! Oh well. So if I get one of these and some emeralds, I should be able to buy a chicken egg from here. Let's see. Here we go. Only 3 emeralds. Nice. Alright, so we can spawn a chicken, lasso him. Can I enchant this with unbreaking? Let me try. Looks like I can. Cool. Oh, there goes my anvil. Alright, so by putting this, actually, you know what, I have 2 golden. Let's upgrade these into 1 diamond mob farm. I tried these out a little bit earlier to see how they work. Basically, you just put the lasso inside, and it, as you can see, it slowly drains durability from the lasso in exchange for loot. So the gold or the diamond farm is both faster and uses less durability than the gold one, which is a nice upgrade. Oh, apparently that's the last of our gas tiers too. We have 1 left. These came from the treasure chests, I think. So at some point I'll go, I guess, lasso a ghast and we can spawn him this way too. So anyways, put you here, put the lasso in here. And every 30 seconds it should generate chicken loot. Hopefully that includes prop here. Oh, cool. We don't even have to we don't have to give them the mob farm to turn the quest in. All right. Anyways, that should give us chicken. I think we needed raw chicken. Yeah, so it was for the raw chicken to go here. Technically, we could grind it pulverize it into ground chicken if we need more. Anyways, that covers that. So this ginger, actually, what are our options here? Spice leaf, mustard seeds, curry powder, or ginger, I think, right? Um, I think all of these come from plants, so it doesn't really matter which one we do. What sounds most delicious? I love ginger. Yeah, ginger's great. All right, ginger seeds it is. Chili peppers come from chili pepper seeds. Rice comes from rice seeds. Um, ground cinnamon comes from the cinnamon tree. Did we already pin that? Nope. And lastly, garlic comes from garlic seeds. All right, so we need 3 trees and 4 seeds. That doesn't seem too bad. I'm gonna go buy a few more hopping bonsais for the trees, and we'll set those up first because they're easy. All these saplings we just bought from the market. So plant you here, and you here, and then I just have to look it up to our drawers. I think these are full too, so I add a couple more drawers, no biggie. Thankfully, we had garlic, chili pepper, and ginger seeds already. I think we got them while doing dungeons, so I just have to find rice seeds in this awful UI. They're like, what color do we call that? Like a beige? Alright, well, wish me luck. I only had to go through the list like 3 times. I must have passed it a few times to find it, but rice seeds. Technically, these, if I just plant them as 111, they will produce more than enough produce, but I don't know. Like, the perfectionist in me wants to level them up to 10, 10, 10. So that's what I'm going to do, despite my better judgment. I honestly couldn't tell you why I spent 20-ish minutes getting these 4 seeds to 10, 10, 10, but I did it. Only one of them even counts for our quest here. Anyways, my plan is I'll just replace, let's see, these, I'm quick enough. If I take too long, the spread happens. There we go. And a single plant for each will almost definitely produce enough, produce that to meet my food demands, because basically it's like 1 each. So anyways, these will produce it. I set up some drawers here to store it. What I'll probably do, I'm thinking, is I'll set up another ender chest to transfer it, and then I'll use limited item filters or something to keep 1 stack of each in the other ender chest, at least for now. When I get into applied energistics, I'll probably just run a cable all the way up from our base and slap a storage bus, right here or something. For now, actually, let's go with an even easier solution. I just brought down all the produce that was made in the process of leveling up the seed, and I'll use that just to batch craft, because we only really need, like, if I make 4 stacks of this right now, it'll probably last us the entire series. All right, so let's see how our trees have done in this time. Yeah, we haven't even produced nearly enough tree produce yet, so. All right, which one of these is, that one is almond. So almond sapling goes here. All right, so how much have I produced? Looks like 20 some of each. Good news is our chicken farm looks like it's working well. We have over a stack of chicken, and it's only used 13 durability. So I think unbreaking 3 is a 3 in 4 chance of not using durability, right? Cool. So for now, since we only have a stack, I'll pulverize it real quick. I think once it's had some time to run, I won't bother with this step anymore. But yeah. So now that we have pulverized chicken, I think almost all the ingredients already. What's left? I already made the yogurt. I have to grind the cinnamon, eh? What does grain bait do? Is it useful? It can be used to like trap animals or something, right? But I'm not gonna bother with it. How do I make that? I grind cinnamon in a mortar or pestle. Screw it, I just pulverize it. Cinnamon, where are you? Alright, I think that's everything. So let me grab a bit of each ingredient and craft. Why only one at a time? I guess it doesn't understand that the pot doesn't get used up. Wait, why did I grow almonds? What are almonds for? Do I not need almonds? Oh, I grew almonds for the milk, right? But I ended up making the... Okay, whatever then. Anyways, 23 chicken curry. And I guess I have to be hungry to eat this. But as I eat it over time, we'll end up with all of our food stats max, which will be a good boon. Wrap things up today. Let's make sure the mob farm here is still working as expected. We have not all that much EXP, unfortunately. Oh well. I think as long as we're getting some, that'll be fine. Bigger problem is that apparently the experience pylon prevents you from opening the chest. The chest still functions fine. Give me a level. But I'm going to, instead of using the chest here, I grabbed a wooden storage crate because that can be accessed without, having to open it. So I'm gonna put anything that gets picked up will go in there instead. Sorry, chest, your job here is done. Cool. So now I can actually check to make sure, see what's getting stuck in here. Apparently a fish died nearby. Anyways, I don't really care for opening these chests anymore because we have plenty of money, but I am still interested in some of the items that come out of these drawers. Let's open these 12, or rather these 12 treasure chests and see what we get. Maybe these aren't as exciting as I had hoped anymore. I mean, some decent rat upgrades, I guess. Psychic is nice, and a acceleration one. But besides that, it's like just junk filling my inventory now. But let's wrap things up today by taking our first bite of chicken curry. Yummy, yummy. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry we didn't get much progression done, but we got a lot of nice quality of life upgrades between temperature regulation and better food. So I'm happy with what we've accomplished. Anyways, I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye bye.